What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box. Excuse me. Much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box I opened up last year, which is this Beat Cup from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely beautiful as a collector rare. With all of the new dark-based decks that are going to be coming out into the format, including what happened on the ban list yesterday. If you guys have not checked out that video, I recommend you guys check it out. It was horrifying to see. Obviously, this card is definitely going to come in handy, so definitely pick yourself up a few copies before they sell out. Obviously, on TCG Player or obviously, of course, Troll and Toad. But as for me, I'm getting this card graded, but I never really came up with a good opportunity to do so. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. Deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 80% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys aren't even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which I guess it kind of ties with today's video, but the question of the day is this: what cards would you guys like to see get reprinted in the upcoming in the upcoming set, Legendary Duelists of Brilliance? Let me know down in the comments below. And ironically enough, we're taking a step back away from Infinite Forbidden and moving towards the newest set. The newest set, as the OCG would call it as Duelist Pack, but we now call it here in the TCG as Legendary Duelists of Brilliance, which we've already had Dark, we've had Wind, we've had Earth according to the OCG. We've had Water, and I believe we've also had Fire. We've also had Fire, obviously with Soul Burning Volcano. This is the last attribute, which is light. And I'm gonna be honest, I never would have imagined Trickstars would be getting any support whatsoever. But to all of you Trickstar fans out there, rejoice. This video is for you. And for those who are new to the game or have never heard of Trickstars before, basically the idea for the Trickstars is more of a control. It's more of a control burn based strategy. So anytime your opponent activates a spell, a trap, or a monster effect in any capacity, they get dealt, I believe, up to increments of 400 points of damage. So ideally, if you were to mix Trickstars with some of the other like burn decks, burn cards that would be in burn decks, if you will, you basically have yourself a pretty powerful deck. But honestly though, Trickstars, we haven't seen Trickstars get any support in quite some time. But I am not going to waste any time, because this is gonna be one hell of a video to discuss. So let's get straight into it. Kicking these off, we have Trickstar Hoodie, which is a 2-star light fairy with 600 attack, 1800 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn, in which the first effect reads, excuse me, if you control a Trickstar fusion or link monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave as material for the link summon of a Trickstar monster, you can add one Trickstar fusion or Trickstar defusion from your deck to your hand. So not only is this a Cyber Dragon, as long as you have a Trickstar fusion or can't speak, or link monster, but you also have as well sort of a spell, it's basically Spell and Trap Rhoda, pretty much. That's pretty much all there is to it. And this is actually more of an extender to get to add Trickstar Fusion for the follow-up of the next turn, which is actually kind of cool in my opinion. But the only downside is the fact that there are cards in the format that can stop monster effects from the hand, and one of them is obviously Mind Drain. A lot of people are sleeping on Mind Drain, but to everybody out there who hates playing against Trickstars, Mind Drain is definitely the card to use. So definitely consider that. But but honestly, it's a really good extender, which is pretty nice. Next up, we have Trickstar Band Dramatis, which I'm probably butchering it, but it's a 6-star light fairy fusion with 2000 attack and 1000 defense, and requires 2 Trickstar monsters. And the first and third effects are both once per turn. And the first effect reads, if this card is fusion summoned, you can add one Trickstar card from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards you control and in your grave. Second effect reads, your Trickstar link monsters that points to this card gains 1000 attack. Third effect reads, if either player takes effect damage, you can target a face-up monster on the field, change its attack to 0. So funny enough, ideally, this card is basically your Stratos for the whole deck in the form of a fusion. So this is your, again, not only is this your Stratos, but this also acts as your Axe of Despair, plus Plus, plus it also can target any face-up monster on the field, including on your opponent's board, and its attack becomes 0. Funny thing is that now that board load Savage Dragon, Link Kuribo, and Baron de Fleur are now banned. They're now banned as of tomorrow. As of tomorrow, which will be ironically enough the 15th. This card is going to be now even more dangerous than ever before because of the fact that you can just topple your opponent just with this card, and they get dealt 2,000 damage, which is absolutely nasty to see. But next up, we have Trickstar Kolchika. I'm like so butchering it. I am like so butchering the name right now. I fucking apologize. But it is a light fairy Link 1 with 200 attack, and its arrow is bottom. And it requires one non-Link Trickstar monster. And it says that you can only special summon this card once per turn, and the effect is also once per turn, which reads, when a monster is destroyed by battle involving your Trickstar monster while this card is in your grave, you can banish this card, then target one of those destroyed monsters, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack it had on the field. So, the funny thing as well, you can also use if you have Cyframe Lord Omega, you can also use Omega during your I believe it's during your opponent's standby phase, and bounce this card from your banish pile back into your graveyard, so you have yourself and not only an infinite loop of damage of dealing damage to your opponent, but you're also basically just controlling you also get to control your opponent's hand. So if they're in top deck mode, let's say, and they draw their one card, you can use not only could you use Omega's effect to bounce this card back into your graveyard, but you can also banish the one and only card that your opponent may have in their hand, which is absolutely insane. So being able to deal a fuck ton of damage just off of this card alone is actually pretty slick, if you ask me. Next up, we have Trickstar Noble Angel, which is a light fairy Link 2 with 2,000 attack, and its arrows are bottom left, bottom right, and it requires 2 Trickstar monsters, and all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is Link summoned, you can add 1 blue tears from your deck to your hand. Basically, it's Rhoda. Essentially, it is Rhoda. Not really much to say about that. Second effect reads, if you have a fusion monster on your field or in your grave, you can target 1 Trickstar monster in your grave and special summon it. Third effect reads, if either player takes effect damage, you can target a face-up card on the field, destroy it. So not only can you add blue tears to your hand, but you also have Monster Reborn, and you also have a pop on board. So you have 3 powerful effects: Searching, Monster Reborn, and Trap Hole / MST. I mean, to be fair, that's pretty fucking good. This is probably one of the best, I wouldn't say disruption, but more one of the best Link extenders you could that the archetype could potentially get. I'm gonna have to try and build a Trickstar deck and just see how it works. So if you guys know a good a good deck recipe that also uses these new cards, let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna have to test it out one of these days. But basically, that's pretty much it. Next up, we have Trickstar Diffusion, which is a normal trap, and both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads: activate one of these effects. Fusion summon one Trickstar Fusion monster from your action deck by banishing its materials from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one Trickstar monster. Second effect reads: you can banish the card from your grave, target one Trickstar monster you control. This turn, your opponent's monsters cannot target monsters for attacks except that monster while you control it. Basically, it's protection. So not only is this trap polymerization, but it also acts as sort of like a kind of like IP Masquerena, but in a trap card, and it also lets you but it also makes it so when you do banish this card, one of your monsters cannot be all of your other monsters, except for the monster you targeted, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, or rather targeted for attacks, if you will, which is absolutely insane. So built-in protection, polymerization, IP Masquerena, all rolled into a single trap card. What more could you ask for out of a trap card? But now for the last new card, and then we'll get into the reprints. It is known as Maiden of Blue Tears, which is a normal trap, and both of its effects are a hard once per turn. And the first effect reads: if your opponent special summons a monster and you control a linked monster, target one of those summoned monsters, destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. Basically, you have Trap Hole, and you deal them damage. Which again, this was exactly what I was talking about when I said that the idea for Trickstars is burn damage. This is exactly what I was talking about. The second effect reads: if either player takes effect damage while this card is in your grave, you can banish this card, target one normal spell in your grave or banishment, set it, but it cannot be activated this turn. So ideally, you can literally set Monster Reborn or Polymerization, and you're good. Which is pretty insane. Now moving on into the reprints. Excuse me. For the reprints, which there's actually quite a few for this archetype. So we have Trickstar, Lilybell, Lycoris, Candina, Corbane, Bloom, Holly Angel, Light Stage, Festival, Trickstar Fusion, Angel with Blue Tears, and Trickstar Reincarnation, which, funny enough, Trickstar Reincarnation is a pretty cracked card on its own. But honestly, this archetype definitely needed some new support. I can't wait to see this set get released for us in the TCG, and I'm also curious of what the QCR reprint is going to be. I have a theory, but I don't know if it really is true. My theory is that it could potentially be it could either be Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, or it could be something else entirely, which I don't know. But we will have to wait and see. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.